Okay, so you've seen the title. We're going to talk about why most people stay poor and very few people, like yourself, will end up wealthy. Because we want the entire spectrum of prosperity: health, wealth, family, purpose, love, and joy. So anyways, today we're going to be explaining the difference between poor people and wealthy people. So I always explain to my friends and family that these two completely different lives are very close to each other. You ever see a really wealthy neighborhood and a couple blocks over it's a very poor neighborhood? And it's like, what could be the difference in mindset? So close together, right? So we'll have a guy who will be poor for his entire life. This guy doesn't understand that his ears, his eyes are portals, and whatever he feeds them is what will play out in his reality. Also, he is a god, but he doesn't know it. He's so powerful that the words that he speaks create his reality. Now, the only words he can speak are that which are floating in his consciousness, from what he is feeding his ears, which shapes his soul and his brain, and what he's feeding his mind, what he's seeing through portals, and he becomes that. And now he's speaking, and so it's like it comes in, goes out to his reality, okay? Now, let's address what he's consuming. All right, so going into his mind, most people are on a screen. This could be the TV, your computer, whatever. Now, what is the average person watching on TV? Let's see, the news, which is negative. He's getting all this fear-based content into his mind. Maybe he's tired of the news and he wants to watch something else on TV. I don't know, reality TV. Which is totally scripted, by the way. Just ask the people living in Hollywood or the screenwriters living in Studio City. So he's watching BS, drama, drinking, sports. Guys love to watch other guys tackle each other and cross each other over and race each other in cars and beat each other up and box, and they'll know the sports player's stats, his injury status, what that guy will be making this year. And then let's just say he plays video games on top of that. What are most video games? The top ones are like Call of Duty. He's now subjecting his mind to war and violence all the time. Fortnite. I used to play Fortnite with my little brother and my friends. I used to think it was actually really cool because you could build and stuff, and there's a lot of creative aspects to it, but still it's some more pointless killing, right? Then let's see, a lot of guys are playing Grand Theft Auto. The title right there is Grand Theft Auto. It's talking about stealing. We all know it's with killing, prostitution, and more BS. And there are some cool building games like Roblox, or I like Digital Monopoly, teach you about investing money and stuff. That's not what most guys are playing, right? Let's be honest. Maybe there's some cool things like racing sports cars and stuff, but you know, this is what they're really focused on for the most part. Go down the video game aisle in any store and it's mostly killing and shooting. So we got killing and shooting, drama, BS, negative news, because nothing positive is really ever on the news. We got sports and knowing all these players and status. And does the average guy work out? Probably not. But he knows about all these other guys and their fitness status and injury, how much money they're getting and how high they can jump, flip, dunk, whatever. Who beat who up, and they're paying pay-per-view to watch other guys fight and all kinds of stuff, right? So his mind is occupied with all this. Now keep in mind, there's an entire world out there, beautiful trees, and there's a sun, there's travel, you can learn some new things, fitness. You can do the sports yourself. You can stay fit and lean and do yoga. You can go to the gym. These things are considered investing in yourselves, right? You can go read. We'll get more into this though, right? Now, let's talk about this guy and what his day-to-day normally looks like. So let's just say he drives to work. He's getting paid by the hour. So he's trading his time for money. And this is okay if this is where you're at in life and need to do this. But if you have no goals or plans and you think you're just gonna do this for the rest of your life and be okay, that's already a red flag. So he has a boss, which is the CEO of his own company. He's the guy who built his dreams. And then he doesn't want to deal with a whole bunch of people bothering him because he spent years building his dreams. So he hired a manager. And that manager is going to be the boss of him. So he has bosses lined up telling him what to do. He has all this BS in his head. He's getting paid by the hour. He cannot raise his own pay. He's not in charge of how much he earns. And if he's not doing any of this, reading, learning, becoming financially literate. I'm not sure if I completely spelled this right, but imagine if I spelled that wrong. It'd be hilarious. And he's not financially literate, so he's going to work, doing what this guy told this guy to tell him to do for years. And over time, this doesn't compound very well, right? So now let's look at his bills. Let's just say he's paying rent. So he also has to have a car to get back and forth to work, right? So he has to pay his car note. Then that car comes with insurance and gas. And then he has subscriptions, I'm sure. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Wi-Fi, electricity, phone. Let's just say that for now. So he starts getting stressed over time. And where does he hang out to relieve some stress? People usually do what everyone else in their environment does. So he's probably at the bar. Woo, party. So now he's, let's just say that's a bottle. Now he's out poisoning himself with a bunch of loud, drunk people. And the universe usually sends you more of what you are like. So these are all people who have all these habits as well. So they're talking about things like what they saw on TV, drama, gossip, BS, what's going on in the news, BS, sports, distraction, video games. Oh, let's not forget the music he's listening to, which most of it is drugs, killing, just BS. A lot of BS out there. He might mix it up with some good stuff. He might like some Frank Sinatra. He might listen to a little jazz. He might have an eclectic music taste. I don't know his business like that. But for the most part, we get it. These people are doing the same things, right? All the people working for this guy, making him rich. So you're filling yourself up with BS. You're building another man's dream. Your network is all people who are in alignment with your thoughts and belief systems, so they're all doing the same things. And then he might be like, you know what, I'm a little lonely in this life. I need me a girlfriend that I met probably at my job or at the bar or something. And I'm gonna get married to her, let's say. So you can only attract what you're in alignment with in your life, right? So she probably listens to all this too. So now he has all of her mental baggage and all this crap. And she's feeding that to him in conversation too. Girls like to talk to their partner. So this is his reality. It's all BS. And you have this magical aura around you, this energetic field that people aren't going to teach you about in school, that literally magnetizes, we'll say that's our magnet, more of whatever you're in harmony with to yourself. So your world ends up being all of this times a million if this is how you live long term, and all your friends live this way, and your wife lives this way, and she probably came from a family who lives that way, and your family lives that way, and that's just what's normal in your life. So you just keep attracting all this to yourself. You're in a loop because you can't leave your job. You don't have the education or high income skills, and you're not organized, so you can't build systems. You don't have what this guy has, which, wait, you know what? We'll talk about what this guy has when we get to the wealthy side. But this is his life, okay? That's what it is. So now he's speaking his reality all filled with things of crap. So now he's, can't stand my boss. Oh no, don't like that guy. My girl, having girl problems. All this BS. Oh, my homies are having problems. They're talking about, oh, my health problems, my girls. Oh, I need pills from the doctor. Now he's a little bit messed up. He goes to the doctor. Doc tells bro, oh, bro, no worries. You just need some pills. Which they're already talking about in the music you're listening to. So you're like, oh, sounds about right. Here, take these pills. Come back. So now you're on pills. Let's add that to the things that you're consuming. You're numbing the pain, right? So now all this is going on. You have some kids, and your kids only can reach the education level that you're at because you're the leader and the head of their household, right? So now you got kids being programmed wrong, your wife, whatever. Over time, you get a little tired, you're a little stressed out, you got a little belly, you know. The wife is like, hey, are we ever gonna go anywhere? Are we gonna take a trip? Or I want this bag, or I wanna go here and do this or whatever. And it just sounds like stress to you because you're like, I'm working, I got this going on, all this, whatever, crap. So he seeks some solace and goes to another business, just like he went to the doctor. And he finds some religion. So now it's pastor. Gives some good advice and has some truth in the book, the holy book that he claims is the only way to life. And he's sitting there like, can you help me, pastor? And the pastor says, you need to submit your life to this long-haired guy and make him your Lord and Savior. So this guy you think is your savior, he's pointing you to this guy. Now you're like, oh my God, my bills are piled up, all this stuff, I have no education. You're going back to this guy, which you think is your other savior, asking for a raise, but you don't read and learn and grow, so you don't have any higher income skills to bring more value to this guy. In your mind, you're thinking everyone's supposed to save you, but yourself. So this guy just told you that this guy's pretty much God. You don't know that you are the God creating your reality with the words you speak and what you put into your mind. So you're all kind of discombobulated. And this guy has worked on his life. He's been doing this, fitness, traveling, expanding his mind, getting the sun, enjoying nature and the trees, reading books. He's reading Think and Grow Rich, Psychology of Money, all kinds of stuff. He's financially literate. And he's organized, so he built systems that he's working in. So this guy has conditioned his life. He spent all his life trying to tell people, hey, you should read, hey, you should learn, hey, eat some veggies. And these guys said, what a loser. These kind of guys usually beat these guys up in high school and middle school. These guys grow to realize, you know what, you're just going to be in that lot in life, and I'm going to stay as far away from you guys as possible because you're the exact opposite of everything I think and believe. So you don't really have a relationship like this guy with this guy to where you're in his network. Because all his friends, he may only have one or two friends because he's like most people, they just don't work on themselves. So he got about 2 friends, but these 2 friends do all this same stuff. So they all have businesses that help his business flow. Maybe he has the marketing business. This guy's in the real estate business. This guy's in logistics or imports and exports. They got some stuff going here, cracking. Life is good. They got the beautiful wives, all kinds of stuff. We'll get to them though. We'll get to them in a bit. But this is his life. Everyone just putting their beliefs into his mind, got the religious beliefs, all kinds of stuff. But he doesn't know who he is and doesn't work on himself. So this is his reality. This is why he stays poor. Let's not forget, they popped out some babies. And they sent him to the same school system that probably taught him all this crap. Those babies go to school. That's school. And they learn how to be great employees for these guys. And the cycle continues. The rich get richer, poor get poor, okay? And the rich ones really like this one. So take a good look at that one. Okay, so let's move over to the wealthy guy. This guy is very observant and very real with himself and also takes accountability for what happens to his life because he knows that he's the creator of it. So here's how he's using stimulation to program his self. First, let's remember, he knows that his words and actions create his reality. So let's just say he has a screen or TV. His TV is showing him podcasts to talk about business, relationships, fitness, nutrition, parenthood, because he wants to lead a great family one day. And he knows that in order to get results like the 1%, you cannot do what 99% of men are doing. So he's investing this stuff into his portals that we talked about, the portals that are his eyes and ears that will create what he ends up speaking over his reality. You know, when you invest in yourself and they become the things that you speak over your reality, this affects everyone that you come in contact with. your friends, your family, your business partners. So you become a valuable person that people want to be around. Because every time you speak, it's like clarity and blessings to the ears of others, and they understand that most people sound like this when they speak. So people who are actually valuable are trying to get away from these people and doing anything to get in rooms with these people, including pay a lot of money. So this guy is not keeping up with sports. He's not keeping up with the news because he knows that's just negative programming. It's never been positive. It's not going to change anytime soon. And he can't do anything to fix the problems that people are speaking about on the news if he doesn't have any competence or money anyway. So he might as well focus on this. Oh, let's go ahead and add spirituality. So he's injecting all this into his brain. When he listens to music, he understands that his emotions and what's going on in his vibrational frequency is going to be what his magnet pulls into his life. So he listens to music that represents how he wants to feel and where he wants to go. So music that offers motivation, music that offers love, because he doesn't want to be lost in the world where relationships are all over the place, up and down. He needs clarity so he can be consistent on building his dreams, right? He listens to music that allows him to think. Jazz, classical. Maybe he listens to the lo-fi station. He pretty much listens to music that sounds like the elevator music in a very wealthy hotel. Or maybe when you're shopping in the department store, you'll realize that the music is calm, soothing, quiet. It keeps you in harmony with a healthy, relaxed nervous system so that you don't end up feeling like this guy. Because what kind of people would attract the wealthy areas to spend money in? Wealthy people. So they market their services to feel like these people would like to feel. So this guy thinks the club is pretty stupid. He thinks it's just a bunch of people poisoning themselves over poor vibrations of music and low quality networking and women. So you wouldn't find him there. That's not incongruent with how he feels about himself. If he does have a drink or so, it's probably at an upscale restaurant with very close friends. So let's just say that's something he does for fun, right? He'll go out to a restaurant with other high profile people. Remember, these guys, his friends who own the businesses and had a lot of good valuable stuff to share amongst each other's brains, you know? Good masterminding. So now their consciousness is becoming yours. So all the work and stuff you're listening to and learning, they're listening to and learning, it's all being shared and it's compounding together. He eats natural and nutritious food. What else does he do for fun? He likes to go to the library and read books on finance, plant medicine, communication, success biographies, travel, personal development. That's where you'll find the books like Think and Grow Rich, Philosophy of Money, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Asking is Given by Abraham Hicks, The Secret, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. A lot of great information and great books, right? So this is being added to his field. So he's getting a lot of clarity in his life. The food he's eating is making him strong, little muscles, you got some lumps, you know, boom. Bam. He goes home and instead of watching TV, he works on his business. And to grow in his business, he has to invest in mentors. So through education and mentors, he's getting skills like sales, marketing, branding, delegation system building, which is all contributing back to his field, right? So he comes home and then he goes to put in some more work. And then with these kind of friends who are all doing the same thing, they go on trips together. So they start doing all the things they read about, travel. So they have higher exposed minds. Instead of resorting to religion and thinking that everyone outside of them will save them, they're of the mentality that I must save myself and be my own hero. So as he's building all this stuff up, he figures, what would this all be useful for if I'm not having some really intentional service with my life? He's trying to spend a lot of his time figuring out, why am I here? What am I on earth for? So this guy taps into purpose. And this is really when you're supposed to get a wife, right? So for God, life, the universe, source energy, whatever it is you believe, it sees him putting in all this work. So it's going to send him a little helpmate. Okay? A beautiful girl that's into all these things too. So while he's over here with the girl that's at the bar and overweight and just lost in the sauce, coming from a family who's all like that as well, because he attracts what he is, he's attracting what he is too. So this girl, she loves good music. She reads a lot of great things as well. She's probably a little bit more on the feminine side, so she loves to cook for him and can help him with his nutrition and well-being. She's also fine. Look at her. She comes home. You can see her now, all happy and vibrant. And she has a bunch of girls that she's friends with that are the same way. I can hear her now. Honey, I'm home. I've had a good day. And she sees that you're on your purpose and mission. She thinks, this is a great leader for my future children and myself. I'll be safe under his headship. Let me do whatever I can to make his dreams come true. So now he has a great woman by his side, a network of very highly valuable men that want him to win, because the more he wins, the more winnings he has to share with them. So everybody's getting rich over here. And so he builds his purpose-based business. Boom, him with his woman by his side. They have a bunch of children that they teach the same things too. As he grows older, his kids are in the business, finance, personal growth. They marry great people and have more grandchildren that are in the same thing. It keeps getting passed down in this guy's lineage. And then when he's older, all of his friends did the same thing. So their kids are teaching them about the new age business. Oh, it's just blessings on blessings on blessings and blessings. And the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And you become what you do repeatedly. So these are his habits. He's built these into his habits. These are his habits. He's built this into his habits. He doesn't want to keep doing a lot of work because he wants to enjoy his family. So his business hires him. Well, if he's in a high ticket business, he needs smarter people. But you get the gist here. His business hires people like him and them that are working and complaining about their life and why their boss won't give them a raise. By the way, this guy's wife is looking at him like he's not masculine, he's not leading anything, he's fat, he's full of estrogen, he's incompetent. This guy's wife is like, oh, he's masculine, he's a leader, he keeps his masculinity, his self-respect, his dignity. So go ahead and ask yourself who you want to be.